What's up, nail geeks? Today I have Night Owl Lacquer's You're My Family collection and the color of the month for June and May to show you guys today. The You're My Family collection is inspired by Bob's Burgers, so let's get started. First up is You're All Terrible. This is inspired by Bob and is described as a pale gray crelly base full of charcoal sparkle flakes and white sparkle flakes. This one will be 9 in the shop during release. Now this one feels like a true crelly to me. On application, it starts off just a little bit sheer, but it builds up very quickly. For full opacity, I'm going to recommend 3 regular to thin coats for this one. In person, it is definitely off-white. It does have a touch of a bit of a charcoal base to it, in my opinion. Definitely pale gray. And here on that second coat, you're seeing wonderful buildup. Now, in person, you can see a just load of those charcoal sparkle flakies and those white sparkle flakes. They give almost like, it feels like it looks textured to me. Like it kind of reminds me of a sweater, to be honest. Very sparkly, kind of ethereal. In person, it's sparkly and it gives this very nice, like, opaque look overall. So the flakes really take center stage here. And against that grayed base, there's just a lovely, lovely dense scatter across the nail. So here on the full hand shot, you are seeing a glossy top coat, which is Night Owl's Patience Not Required, my go-to top coat. And I had no texture whatsoever with this one. Next is Nonsense or Mom Sense. This is inspired by Linda and is described as a bright red crelly base full of sapphire blue to bright blue to teal multi-chrome flakes. This one will be 10 when it's released. Now this one, as well as the other 4 in the set, have a really lovely, like ultra smooth buttery feel on application. They build up super insanely fast on the nail and just really satisfying on those brush strokes. Really definitely a crelly base, but it just applies so crazy smooth on the nail. You're All Terrible did as well. However, that one really felt like a true crelly in my opinion. This one feels like it's leaning a little bit more on a cream side. So this is a definite bright red crelly. There's a what I would consider a neon effect to it. In person, this is a little bit more of a neon red than what you're seeing here on the playback. I'm watching the video on my monitor right now, and it's coming off just a touch more orange than what I'm seeing in person. So just know this is definitely a neon red in my opinion in person. So just less fiery. Here on the full hand shot, you are seeing topped with Patience Not Required once again. No texture whatsoever and no problems picking up those flakes out of the bottle. This is Photographic Memory. This is inspired by Tina and is a bright blue crelly base full of teal blue to purple multi-chrome flakes. This one will also be 10 upon release. So I don't know what it is, but the last few months I have really been obsessed with the color blue. Normally, like a lime green is my go-to polish, but I don't know, blue has just been giving me all the feelings lately, and this one really, really just wow. This is super smooth formula again, very, very creamy on application, and it builds up crazy fast. This is such a flattering color. I mean, I think they all are, to be honest, but this blue is absolutely wonderful. So very bright blue in my opinion, and there's just a lovely, it reminds me of like the sky blue crayon. So a little bit on the light side, not quite neon, but definitely bright and brilliant on the nail. So once again, I had no problems with the flakes. They laid down nice and flat for me. No issues to report here. And after topping with Patience Not Required, just very lovely glossy overall. Now, I would say any top coat will be just fine as these all do dry down semi-glossy. And here is I Can Smell Fear on You. This is inspired by Luis and is a bright pink crelly base packed full of pink to lime to green to gold multi-chrome flakes. This one will also be 10 upon release. Now, I do want to apologize on this one. Apparently reds and pinks my camera just does not like. In person, this is definitely a very, very bright pink, but I feel like the video, at least on my monitor here that I'm watching, it's looking really like fiery, fiery hot pink on here. I would describe it in person as a true, very bright Barbie pink. So not as like hot and fiery as what you're seeing here. This almost looks like it's like flirting with like an orangey red on my monitor. So I do apologize about that. My swatches also came out like that as well. So I do apologize. Just like I said, no, in person, this is a very bright Barbie pink. So true pink, very flattering pink in person. I really wish you guys could see it more color accurate. So just note that. And finally, for the You're My Family collection is This Is Me Now. This is inspired by Jean and is a bright yellow crelly base full of sapphire blue, bright blue, and teal multi-chrome flakes. This one will also be 10 upon release. So this one, once again, super smooth, buttery, very satisfying formula on application. And for a yellow, I'm very pleased to report that I had full opacity at 2 coats with this. So the base color, in my opinion, is definitely a very bright yellow, but I'm not sure if it's the blue flakes in it or not. I feel like the base color has just a touch of a Dijon like tone to it a little bit. So definitely kind of flirting with a mustard yellow in my opinion, but it is very bright in person. Like I said, that could definitely be because of the blue flakes in here. My eyes may be playing tricks on me, but just throwing it out there. So the flakes here, no problems whatsoever. Very fast buildup on the nail. Lovely self-leveling here as well, along with the other colors in the collection. So no problems with the flakes, and once again topped with patience not required here on the full hand shot. Ultra glossy and good to go here. So here is the May color of the month. This is Wish Upon a Tulip, and it is described as a bright fuchsia leaning hot pink cream. So I think the video here is just really blowing it up once again. I do apologize about that. This is definitely a hot pink cream. Very, very bright, very, very crazy flattering. I really loved this one. The formula, super strong self-leveling properties to it and very buttery, like rich on application. For this one, I'm going to say 2 very thin coats. As you can see here, if I went in heavy, it would definitely be a 1 coater, but 2 thin coats and it gives me that really plump gel look on my nails. Really nice. It does dry down semi-glossy, so I would recommend any top coat for it, though here on the full hand shot, once again, you're seeing patience not required. Just really nice overall. Absolutely love this one. And finally is Feeling Naughty. This is actually a little bit of a collab with yours truly. I also named it as well, and I wanted a dupe for the original Sally Hansen Pacific Blue color. So this is described as a bright blue cream with an indigo undertone, and it definitely is that. This is a crazy, beautiful, wonderful, I cannot rave about it enough blue. The formula is very, very satisfying, just super plump on application, very glossy, very buttery as well. For this one, I'm going to recommend between 1 to 2 coats. Here I'm going in with 2 thin coats, and you can just see that really wonderful buildup here. So this is the closest dupe I have seen for the original Pacific Blue color. It is just a touch, like the tiniest bit brighter than the original Pacific Blue, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. But in person, it's definitely a very brilliant, bright, in your face, loud blue, and there is an indigo undertone to it. So this is crazy flattering. I freaking love it to pieces. So one thing that the community loves so much about the original Pacific Blue is its formula. It was very buttery, very rich, very smooth. So here, just for comparison's sake, I'm showing you guys the formula on the original Pacific Blue if you were never able to get your hands on it. So it's definitely a 1 to 2 coater as well, though I will note the formula on this one was, or is, I should say, just a touch thinner than Feeling Naughty. So easy buildup, same really nice formula, but I will say that Feeling Naughty is definitely richer and thicker, and I mean that in the best way possible. As you saw earlier, it was just really buttery on application. So on my blog post, and I'll show you guys here on the video as well, I did take several shots of my nails in indirect and direct lighting to show you guys the very, very tiniest subtle difference between the two. They are so insanely close in person. I think you can kind of see it here. So I'm wearing Feeling Naughty on my middle and my pinky nails, and Pacific Blue is on my ring and index finger. So kind of wiggling my finger around a little bit. I really wanted you guys to see that. It's insanely, insanely close. Just the Night Owl is just a touch lighter. Almost, in some lighting, it's almost, it's really hard to describe. I really feel like here on this shot right here gives you a better idea of what I'm talking about. So really, really close. If you have not gotten your hands on the original Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, this is a wonderful, wonderful dupe for it. So it's really, really close in my opinion. So, and still really wonderful, beautiful formula as well. So I'm very proud of this one, and I really want to thank Lindsay for allowing me to kind of influence the color of the month for June. So I'm very appreciative about that, and I think you guys will absolutely love this one too. It's going to pop on anybody. So the You're My Family collection and Feeling Naughty will release May 31st at 6 p.m. MST time. Wish Upon a Tulip is currently in the shop right now for $7, and Feeling Naughty will also be $7 as well. So highly recommend you guys grab at least the 2 creams. I have seriously drank the Kool-Aid for this brand's creams and her other polishes as well. So personally, definitely get in there. And also, she's released a 1-coat white and black polish as well. I do have an application video on that, so be sure to check that out as well. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.